Welcome to Deep Thought. It seems hard to have love and money. You know what? I was just thinking about that the other day, and this is something I've seen a lot. Haven't we all seen those people? They seem to have all the money in the world, all the financial resources, yet they don't have love. Because think about something. It's actually big business for matchmakers to find a mate for someone who can pay big money. Think about it. Somebody can pay several thousands of dollars to have somebody find them a mate. And I ain't talking about just like online dating or anything. I mean, talking about they can seriously look and everything. They can get paid, but can't find love. But think about it though. If someone is getting paid that much money to even put that money towards it, think about it. They're successful. They're successful. They're doing their thing. And indeed, that's why to me it's a fallacy for people for when it's particularly men, well, men and women, the men part thinking, well, you got to have money to get a mate. But then a lot of people who have money don't have a mate. Or women thinking, well, my mate has to have money. Yet the same women might pass over a man if that guy has money because they don't get along with him, And what do these people want when they, look for a mate? They spend thousands of dollars to find a mate. Well, I mean, they want love. They want that simple thing. Meanwhile, you have some people who might be, they don't make that much money. They barely making it, but they might have all the love in the world. They might, according to most standards in the world, be poor, but then be happiest. I mean, all over the world, you have some people, men and women, who get into loving relationships, and it's hard scrabble. It's hard for them. Yet they have love. I want you to think about that. And that's something that hits my mind every now and then, because I remember I was reading something, and I'll just say it's one of those deep metaphysical type of books. And, the writer had said, and I can't remember the exact writer. I'm sorry about that. But the writer had said, a common laborer might have access to a loving relationship, be able to make love to an attractive woman. Whereas that rich person who might not have kept up their health despite their money, might not be able to. Basically, in cruder terms, he said, that rich man might not be able to get it up. Meanwhile, that day laborer is having all the joy in the world. And it's something I thought about. It's like that balance. It's like that balance that you have. You have all the money, and there's plenty. And look, like I said, despite what, all this talk about women looking for high value men, or men saying, well, if I got all this money, if I get money, I can get a mate. A lot of times they have trouble getting that love, Meanwhile, a person who doesn't have two pennies to rub together, barely making it, probably have more love than they could have. And, I thought about that even in my own life and stuff, And not so much as love. I'll just say the lust part for me. Like when I was younger, the most attention I got from women. Well, there was two periods. There was a period I could always take women out on fancy dates. I could take them, to see a play, eat at a fancy place, all of that. Got a little attention. Well, I got attention, of course, but, didn't really get a lot out of it. Maybe some random sex here and there. And I know some guys will say that's good, but, even that, I was like, I could have lived without it because the feeling wasn't there. Yet when I also went through times when, I was struggling for money, and it was like had very beautiful women who were throwing it at me. I was like, man, it's an irony. It's an irony. But I think one of the things that's an overall issue, how to have balance, because sometimes, especially with the money part, it seems like people are so hung up on it. They treating money like it's a thing in itself, and they do it so much, do it so hard, they forget about the other aspects of life. I think that's a big problem. I think that's a big problem. Because if you look at the economy and how everything's set up, it's basically you got to toil for it. You know, people got to toil 12 hours if they really want to make money. They got to work hard. That's just how it is. People don't realize, even these billionaires, how hard that they actually work, how much time that they spend is towards making money, you know? And yeah, they still get in relationships, but can you call it love? Meanwhile, two people who might not have that time and barely working, well, one of the things they can do is they can focus on other aspects of the being, which is actually a good thing. But here's the thing. Making money is not a bad thing. Making money, of course, money's a tool. Money's a tool that people need just to make it in everyday life. And trust me, it's a tool that you'd rather have than not have. But it seems hard. It seems rare. I'm thinking hard couples that seem like they might have had both. The best I've seen, honestly, personally, couples that had, they weren't like rich or anything, but they were still doing well. They were doing well but the love was great, but then they were also living fairly well. They weren't millionaires or had money out the wazoo, but they were living a good life. And I think they have a lot of lessons to impart to people because they were able to find a balance. Yeah, they worked hard, got some little things, but then they also had a balance. And I think that's really what it come down to. There isn't as much balance in things. It seems everything is focused on one or the other. Even with even in relationships, just relationships in general. You have one side that might focus on just companionship and, being with somebody or fulfilling some societal construct. Or then you get others who might just focus on lust. But you still need that balance, And I think that's the big thing. Like, no matter what, yes, you want to make money, but then you still want to have that balance. What good is making money, but you don't have that person to spend it with? Spend time with, spend quality time outside of making money, right? And then even with the love thing, the reality is, yeah, love is great, but there are people who make it, through financial situations and stuff, they, strong bond, but, after a while, you can't pay that electric bill. It can cause other issues. And it's just something to think about. I don't have a concrete position on it. It's like one of those things, the main purpose of deep thought. I'm not presenting a philosophy or anything, but just putting something out there to think about. And it really is something to think about. And let me know your thoughts on it, all right? Let me know your thoughts. And all I would ask is if there's any disagreements, just be respectful and just present your thing. If you know of some people who've managed to have a balance of both, please share it and what they do if you can. Because it's something, and it's a sad thing in a way. It really is. It's really a sad thing. Because I think people, my goal is to see people living as optimal as possible. So being able to, take care of their daily needs, being able to travel, having a little bit extra, but also having love in their lives. It really is. So anyway, I want y'all think on it and share your thoughts. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.